Hi, welcome to Compass. As you begin your new job at Compass, I want to take this opportunity to present our Compass Safety Program to assure that you get started in a safe manner so you can return to your family each day as healthy as you arrive to work. Our safety program has the support of our entire company, including the management team, supervisors, and all employees, and has been developed to meet the strict requirements of California OSHA, Oregon OSHA, and the federal OSHA Department of Labor mandates. Are you committed to working safely? Some of the topics that I'll be discussing today include the following: management commitment to safety and a safety policy, responsibilities for a safe workplace, Compass safety rules and disciplinary actions, periodic supplemental safety training, ongoing safety inspections, safety committee and the safety committee meetings, accident investigations and reporting, hazardous communication, labeling, and safety data sheets as part of your right to understand, and our emergency action plan. And finally, I'll wrap it up with a 10-point quiz to check the effectiveness of your learning today. So let's get started. It is the policy of Compass Components that every employee is entitled to a safe and healthful place in which to work. To this end, every reasonable effort will be made in the interest of preventing accidents, protecting from fires, and preserving our health. The management concept of Compass Components is not production and safety. It's production with safety. When we achieve production with safety, efficiencies are attained as well. We at Compass Components have a basic responsibility to make the safety of human beings a part of our daily, hourly concern. We'll be counting on you to do your part in making our program an effective one. The successful operation of Compass will depend not only on the sales and service, but also how safely each job is performed. There's no job so important, nor any service so urgent, that we can't take the time to work safely. We as managers consider the safety of our employees to be of prime importance, and we expect your full cooperation in making our program effective. In effectively executing the safety responsibilities, managers will familiarize themselves with the safety program and assure its effective implementation. Our managers shall be aware of all safety considerations when introducing a new process, procedure, machines, or material to the workplace, and support and participate in our safety committees. In addition, managers will review serious accidents to ensure that proper reports are completed and appropriate action is taken. Supervisors are the foundation of the safety program. Their responsibilities are to familiarize themselves with company safety policies, programs, and procedures, provide safety training to employees prior to the assignment of duties, consistently and fairly enforce all company safety rules, and investigate injuries to determine cause, and then take action to prevent recurrence. Furthermore, supervisors will assure immediate treatment of injuries, no matter how small they may seem, and to always be aware and supportive of a safe work environment. Not only do we have high expectations for our managers and supervisors, we also have lofty expectations for you and all employees. We expect you to adhere to all of our safety rules and regulations, wear the appropriate safety equipment as required for your job, maintain equipment in good condition with all safeguards in place when in operation, report all injuries no matter how minor, encourage your co-workers to work safely, and to report unsafe acts and conditions to your supervisor. Remember, you are the key to your safety. Protection and safety of all employees, Compass has established the following rules designed to prevent accidents and injuries. Compliance with these rules is mandatory. Can you do your part to assure safety? First, let's look at personal protective equipment, PPE, and appropriate dress. Proper footwear will be worn at all times. Wear hard-sole shoes. No sandals or open-toe shoes in a production environment. Do not wear loose clothing or jewelry around machinery. Remember, if you have long hair, tie it back to avoid getting caught in moving equipment. Shorts or mini dresses are not permitted. Eye protection is required when performing any task that could produce flying particles or splash liquids. Examples of when safety glasses must be worn include while operating wire cutting, stripping, crimping machines, machining and drilling operations, handling chemicals, when present in designated areas of the manufacturing floor or maintenance areas of the plant. Use appropriate gloves when handling materials with sharp or jagged edges, which may result in lacerations. Nitrile gloves may be required when working with alcohol or lubricants. Second of all, let's look at personal conduct and behavior. Don't distract others while working. When approaching a machine operator for any purpose, do so from the front or side in a way that he or she will see you coming and will not be shocked or surprised. If conversation is necessary, first make sure the machine is turned off. All work-related injuries and accidents, no matter how minor, must be reported immediately to your supervisor. Authorization for medical service must be given by your supervisor for on-the-job injuries before obtaining medical attention or seeing a doctor. The use of intoxicating liquor on the job is strictly prohibited. Anyone whose ability to work safely is impaired by alcohol, drugs, or medication must not be allowed on the job while in that condition. Reporting to work intoxicated warrants immediate dismissal. Contact your employee handbook for additional information. Do not leave tools, materials, or other objects on the floor which might cause others to trip and fall. Do not leave oil, wax, water, or any other materials on the floor where others may slip. Report any spills to your supervisor for immediate cleanup. Horseplay, running, fighting, or any other activity that may result in injury or waste will not be tolerated. Unnecessary and excessive haste is the cause of many accidents. Exercise caution at all times. Walk. Do not run. Do not block exits and maintain aisle widths and 3-foot access to fire doors, fire extinguishers, gas meters, electrical panels, eye wash stations, or traffic lanes. Use dedicated walkways when getting around the plant. Don't hesitate and take shortcuts through work centers. Third, safe lifting. When lifting, observe the correct position for lifting. Start with your feet slightly apart. Assume a squatting position with knees bent and tuck your chin. Tilt your head forward, grasp the load with both hands, and gradually push up with your legs, keeping your back straight and avoiding any unabrupt movement. Avoid risk of obtaining a rupture, internal injury, or back injury in attempt to lift or push excessive loads. If an object seems too heavy to move without strain, please ask for help. Now let's take a look at machinery and equipment. Do not operate any of the machinery in which you are not familiar. Shut down your machine before cleaning, repairing, or leaving. Oiling and repairing and maintenance of equipment or machinery while in motion is prohibited unless special provisions to do so safely have been provided. Before any equipment is set in motion, make sure that operators first check and be certain that no one will be injured by the equipment operation. Safety equipment such as restraints, pullbacks, and two-handed devices are designed for your protection. Be sure the equipment is adjusted for you. Machinery and equipment shall be operated or repaired by qualified personnel. Equipment repair shall be conducted by maintenance employees or others who are experienced or trained in maintenance activities. Outside vendors may also be contracted for repair or maintenance. Use qualified personnel for operating machines and equipment, those who have completed on-the-job training for molding machines, sonic welders, heat staking equipment, heat guns, cutters, crimpers, terminators, and etc. Operate machinery with all guards in place. Tampering with the safety switches or bypassing safety switches or guards is cause for an immediate disciplinary action. Warning signs, barricades, guardrails shall also be kept in place. Use compressed air only for the job which it was intended. Do not use compressed air to clean your clothes, and do not fool with the air. Assure that only safety-type air nozzles are used. If equipment is tagged out or locked out, observe caution. Do not try to operate the equipment. Stay clear until locks and tags are removed and the all clear is given. Don't forget about hand and power tools. Defective tools shall not be used. Keep all tools in good state of repair. Turn in your damaged tools to your supervisor for repair or replacement. Don't carry sharp hand tools in clothing or pockets. Use proper carrying cases or tool kits. Use hand tools only for the purposes for which they are intended. Check all portable electric tools for proper ground and condition of cords. Do not use if they're defective. Report defective equipment to your supervisor. Do not lift or lower portable electric tools by means of the power cord. Use a rope. Do not leave the cords of portable electric tools where equipment will run over them. When working in elevated work areas, defective ladders shall not be used. Face the ladder going up or down with hands free of tools or materials. Personal fall protection harnesses are required when working on a sloped roof or when roof guarding is not in use. Be careful around electrical and electrical panels. Heed high voltage warning signs and keep proper distance. Be conscious of fire hazards. Use only closed metal containers labeled flammable for storage of flammable liquids. Keep oily rags and waste material in proper containers. Use fire extinguishers for fighting fire and only use them if you've been trained on their use. Report all fire hazards to your supervisor immediately. And remember, gasoline should never be used for cleaning purposes. Obtain permission before using cutting torches, welding, and brazing. Housekeeping is our next topic. Maintain good housekeeping in your area and public places for which you are entrusted. Don't leave scrap litter, tie wraps, debris on ramps, runways, stairways, bathrooms, or designated paths of travel. Never place materials in safety zones near eye wash stations, fire extinguishers, first aid kits, or electrical panels. Keep hoses and cables and ropes coiled, tied, and in the clear. And the last section of the rules concerns first aid. Obtain immediate first aid from first responders for all injuries, no matter how small, and report to your supervisor. Never remove foreign objects from your eyes. Contact a first responder. Lists of first responders are available in posted areas or by contacting your safety manager. Know locations of first aid kits and materials at your plant and in your work area. Remember, first aid supplies are for emergency use only. Do not move a seriously injured person with possible fracture to legs, back, or neck, or any accident resulting in an unconscious condition or severe head injury, unless they could be exposed to further injury from fire, falling objects, or other hazards. When not following safety rules, disciplinary procedures may be used. Employees who fail to comply with the safety rules will be subject to disciplinary action up to and including termination. Supervisors will follow the normal disciplinary procedures as outlined in the employee handbook. Supervisors who fail to maintain high standards of safety within their departments will be handled in alignment with COMPASS components, policies, and procedures as defined in the employee handbook. Our next category for orientation today is safety training. The goal of our safety training program is to develop safe work habits and attitudes. It's critical that new workers as yourself understand work rules and procedures prior to being assigned a job. Each new operator is provided safety orientation training to familiarize them with right to understand, basic lockout, tagout, emergency exits, evacuation procedures, how to work in a safe manner, and how to protect the safety of your co-workers. An employee suggestion box is used to solicit safety ideas from all employees, and they are reviewed monthly by the safety committee. Who knows, your safety idea may be a winner in our monthly safety drawing. Employee tailgate meetings are held periodically throughout the year to refresh employees on important safety topics. Safety topic information is posted in a public area. In addition, Mandatory safety training is held for topics such as lifting and back care, fire protection and evacuation, hazardous communication, your right to understand, and lockout tagout. Topics and meeting times may be designed or changed to align with your facility's needs. The mandatory meetings provide more in-depth training for employees, and testing is conducted to determine the effectiveness of the training. Now let's take a look at inspections. Inspection works because it's an essential part of our hazard control program. It's an important management tool, not a gimmick. We view inspections as a fact-finding process. We're not out to find fault. We will emphasize locating potential hazards that can adversely affect safety and health. All personnel will be responsible for continuous, ongoing inspection of the workplace. When uncovered, potential hazard conditions will be corrected immediately, or a report will be filed to initiate corrective action. Periodic planned inspections will be made by members of the safety committee or other designated individuals. The report will be reviewed by the safety committee or designated management representative, and action will be taken to eliminate uncovered potential hazards. Assignments, target dates for completion, and actual completion dates will be documented in the minutes of the safety committee. Our safety committee is chartered by the president and will be comprised of members, supervisors, and employees of the various departments and management. They will meet on a monthly basis and review some of the following items: minutes of the previous meetings, unfinished business of the previous meetings, self-inspection reports, discussion of accidents and corrective action taken, accident trends, new and outstanding recommendations submitted by outside agencies such as our insurance carriers, fire department, or OSHA. And the safety committee also discusses new business. All meetings will be documented and maintained in a file of committee meetings and activities, including committee minutes, and retained on the Compass network. Accident investigations and reports. Supervisory personnel will be primarily responsible for making an investigation of all accidents in their areas of responsibility and coordinate with the safety manager. Serious accidents or serious injury or extensive property damage will be investigated jointly by the supervisor, managers, and other concerned individuals as needed. The primary goal of the accident investigation program is the prevention of future similar accidents through the use of knowledge derived from the investigations. When an employee is injured at work, the first responder should immediately be notified. The supervisor must then begin to investigate the circumstances of the accident. All injuries shall be reported to the safety manager and the HR manager. The next topic is our hazardous communication program and your right to understand. Chemical manufacturers and importers are required to review the available scientific evidence concerning the hazards of the chemicals they produce and then report that information to employers who purchase their product. In most cases, our customers define the products or chemicals used on their drawings or other specifications. Compass will evaluate the chemicals defined before accepting the order or before the chemicals enter the building. Whenever possible, we will use a chemical already in the building so we don't unnecessarily add to the chemical list. Avoid the trip to the hardware store, discounter, or home improvement megastores. Help assure that all containers are adequately labeled to identify the hazardous chemicals contained within and that they show hazard warnings appropriate for all employees' protections. The warnings will utilize a combination of signal words and pictograms which will convey the hazards of the chemicals in the container. The labels will be legible and prominently displayed. The transfer of chemicals into secondary containers requires the labeling of the container as well with the chemical name, such as alcohol, so everyone knows what's in the container. If you find an unlabeled container, notify your supervisor immediately. The management of Compass components is responsible for obtaining a safety data sheet for each chemical used in the workplace. Each safety data sheet will include the specific chemical identity of the chemical involved and the common names. The new globally harmonized system breaks down each chemical into 16 areas that's common for all chemicals and chemical data sheets. Safety data sheets are retained at a central depository in the manufacturing floor. Each chemical is cataloged whenever possible. Our employee training program will include instructions on how to read and interpret information on a safety data sheet and how employees can obtain and use the available hazard information. One of the last topics I'd like to talk about today is our emergency action plan. Major disasters must be anticipated and procedures must be developed and mastered so the well-being of our personnel to be protected and we also are ready to serve our community. The Employee Action Plan outlines the emergency plans and measures taken. Remember, your conduct and actions during the first few minutes of an emergency may not only save your life, but the lives of your fellow workers and other members of the community as well. Always know your route of exit and emergency gathering area location in the event of a drill or emergency. Assure you exit in an orderly manner. Your supervisor will point out exits in a plant tour. Wait for the all clear before going back into the building. If the facility is to be evacuated in the event of emergency, notify emergency personnel by calling 911. Note, to obtain the external line for 911 emergencies, you must first dial 9 for an outside line and then dial 911. Now let's review what we covered in the previous 9 sections. I talked about our management commitment to your safety and everyone's responsibilities. Do you recall what your responsibilities are? Compass safety rules and disciplinary actions for not following the rules were presented. There was an overview of periodic safety training on important safety topics and the holding of monthly safety inspections and the functioning of the safety committee and safety meetings. You were presented how investigation and reporting of accidents was important to prevent recurrence and how you were provided an overview of the hazardous communication program, Your Right to Understand. The final topic was our emergency action evacuation plan. Remember, your supervisor will tour you around the plant. Make sure you ask questions you may have at that time or as you are engaged on the job. Thank you for keeping safety first. Now let's check your memory to see if today's video training was effective with a brief true and false quiz. Your supervisor or your trainer will provide you with a written quiz for completion.